नमस्कार, मैं हूँ दृष्टि जैन एंड वेलकम टू दिस वीडियो सीरीज जिसका नाम है घटना सूत्र। इस वीडियो सीरीज में हम डिस्कस करेंगे ज्योग्राफी की एनसीईआरटी लेटेस्ट एडिशन फ्रॉम क्लास 6th टू क्लास 12th। हम फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी भी डिस्कस करेंगे और ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी भी डिस्कस करेंगे। इस पूरे वीडियो सीरीज में अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 30 to 35 लेक्चर्स होंगे जिसमें पूरी आपकी ज्योग्राफी की एनसीईआरटी कवर हो जाएगी। और एक वीडियो सीरीज में हम कंटेंट के साथ साथ पीवाईक्यूज भी देखेंगे, पीवाईक्यूज यूपीएससी के भी देखेंगे और स्टेट पीसीएस के भी देखेंगे। मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि आप सभी को ये वीडियो काफ़ी अच्छी तरीके से समझ आएगी, क्योंकि मेरा जो इन्वॉल्वमेंट है ना यूपीएससी के साथ काफ़ी लंबा है। मैंने यूपीएससी में 6 अटेम्प्ट्स दिए हुए हैं, उसमें 3 मेंस दिया हुआ है। मैंने फॉरेस्ट के मेंस लिखे हैं, 2 फॉरेस्ट का मेंस लिखा है और 2 फॉरेस्ट के इंटरव्यू दिए हुए हैं। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप सभी को ये वीडियो लेक्चर काफ़ी पसंद आएगा। जिसमें मैं साथ साथ अंडरलाइन भी करते जाऊंगी और इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ें मार्क करते जाऊंगी। तो आप बस अपने सामने एनसीईआरटी की बुक रखिएगा, जो चीज़ हम पढ़ रहे हैं उसको ध्यान से पढ़िएगा और इसको बार बार रिविजन करते जाइएगा। तो चलो बिना लेट किए हम स्टार्ट करते हैं। सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड विद द घटना सूत्र वीडियो लेक्चर सीरीज। Let's start with the next chapter, that is chapter 6 population of class 9th NCERT geography. Till now we have covered chapter 1 to 5 of geography class 9th NCERT. Now let's start the population chapter. In the first of all let us have an overlook कि हम इसमें क्या क्या पढ़ेंगे। We will study about population size and its distribution. उसके बाद हम पढ़ेंगे इंडिया की population distribution by density. फिर हम देखेंगे population growth and processes of population change. फिर हम मैप की तरफ आएंगे कि किस स्टेट में कितनी population density है। उसके बाद we'll read about population growth. उसके बाद हम देखेंगे कि processes of population change क्या होते हैं। उसमें हम birth rate, death rate, माइग्रेशन दैट इज इंटरनल और एक्सटर्नल माइग्रेशन, उसमें पुश फैक्टर और पुल फैक्टर ये सब हम पढ़ेंगे। फिर हम एज कंपोजिशन देखेंगे। उसके बाद हम देखेंगे कि कितना रेशियो किस एज ग्रुप में है, तो बच्चे कितने हैं, वर्किंग एज पॉपुलेशन कितनी है, एजेड लोग कितने हैं। उसके बाद हम सेक्स रेशियो देखेंगे, फिर लिटरेसी रेट देखेंगे, फिर ऑक्यूपेशनल स्ट्रक्चर देखेंगे, फिर हेल्थ देखेंगे, हम एडोलेसेंट पॉपुलेशन के बारे में पढ़ेंगे। फिर नेशनल पॉपुलेशन पॉलिसी देखेंगे, नेशनल पॉपुलेशन पॉलिसी 2000 और एडोलेसेंट का क्या रोल है हम ये देखेंगे। इसमें हम सिक्वेंशियली पीवाईक्यूज भी डील करते जाएंगे। अलग अलग पीवाईक्यूज अलग से मेंशन्ड है कि कौन से पीवाईक्यू स्टेट पीसीएस और यूपीएससी में कौन से साल में आए हैं। तो चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट द पॉपुलेशन चैप्टर। कैन यू इमेजिन अ वर्ल्ड विदाउट ह्यूमन बीइंग्स who would have utilized resources and created the social and cultural environment? The people are important to develop the economy and society. The people make and use resources and are themselves resources with varying quality. Coal is but a piece of rock until people were able to invent technology to obtain it and make it a resource. Natural events like a river flood or tsunami becomes a disaster only when they affect a crowded village or a town. मतलब इसमें population का significance बता रहा है। Hence, population is the pivotal element in social studies. It is the point of reference from which all other elements are observed and from which they derive significance and meaning. Resources, calamities, and disasters are all meaningful only in relation to human beings. Their numbers, distribution, growth, and characteristics or qualities provide the basic background for understanding and appreciating all aspects of environment. Human beings are producers and consumers of Earth's resources. Therefore, it is important to know how many people are there in the country, where do they live, how and why their numbers are increasing, and what are their characteristics. The Census of India provides us with information regarding the population of our country. We are primarily concerned with 3 major questions about the population. First is population size and distribution. How many people are there and where are they located? Second is population growth and processes of population change. How has the population grown and changed through time? Characteristics or qualities of population. What are their age, sex composition, literacy level, occupational structure, and health conditions? The topic is population size and distribution. India's population size and distribution by numbers. India's population as on March 2001 stood at 1,028 million, which accounts for 16.7% of the world's population. These 1.02 billion people are unevenly distributed over our country's vast area of 3.28 million square kilometer, which accounts for 2.4% of the world's area. तो लैंड एरिया कितना है 3.28 मिलियन स्क्वायर किलोमीटर है, वो वर्ल्ड का 2.4% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड्स एरिया है, ठीक है, और वहाँ पे 1.02 बिलियन पीपल लोग रहते हैं. The 2001 census data reveals that Uttar Pradesh, which has a population size of 166 million, is the most populous state in India. Uttar Pradesh accounts for about 16. ये सब डाटा है ना 2011 census के हिसाब से चेंज रहेगा, ठीक है. On the other hand, the Himalayan state Sikkim has a population of just about 0.5 million and Lakshadweep has only 60,000 people. देखो अब इसमें पाई चार्ट से बताया गया है, मतलब कंपैरिजन बताया गया है, ठीक है. Almost half of India's population lives in just 5 states. These are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, and Andhra Pradesh and Rajasthan. Rajasthan, the biggest state in terms of area, has only 5.5% of the total population of India. अब देखेंगे हम India's population distribution by density. Population density provides a better picture of the uneven population. Population density is calculated as the number of person in per unit area. कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? नंबर ऑफ पर्सन इन पर यूनिट एरिया. इंडिया इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड कंट्रीज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. अब डू यू नो देखते हैं. ओनली बांग्लादेश एंड जापान हैव हायर एवरेज पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी देन इंडिया. तो अभी क्या बोल रहा है कि सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी बांग्लादेश और जापान की इंडिया से ज्यादा, उसके बाद इंडिया का नंबर आता है, ठीक है. द पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी ऑफ इंडिया इन द ईयर 2001 was 324% per square kilometer. Densities vary from 904% per square kilometer in West Bengal to only 13% per square kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh. A study of figure 6.3 shows the pattern of uneven distribution of population density at the state level. Note the states with population densities below 250% per square kilometer. Rugged terrain and unfavorable climatic conditions are the primarily responsible reasons for sparse population in these areas. Which states have density below 100% per square kilometer? Assam and most of the peninsular states have moderate population densities. Hilly, dissected and rocky nature of the terrain, moderate to low rainfall, shallow and less fertile soils have influenced population densities in these areas. The northern plains and Kerala in the south have high to very high population densities because of the flat plains with fertile soils and abundant rainfall. Identify the 3 states of the northern plains with high population densities. Now, the next topic is population growth and processes of population change. Population is a dynamic phenomena. The numbers, distribution and composition of population are constantly changing. This is the influence of the interaction of 3 processes, namely बर्थ, डेथ एंड माइग्रेशन. अब ये वाला मैप देखो एक बार, जहाँ पे अलग अलग स्टेट की डेंसिटी बताई गई है. तो यूपी पीसीएस 2001 में, 2006 में, 2009 में और उत्तराखंड पीसीएस 2004 और 2007 में पूछा जा चुका है. ये मैप को आप लोग एक बार स्टडी कर लेना. इसमें बेसिकली अपन देखेंगे यूपी, बिहार, वेस्ट बंगाल में ज़्यादा डेंसिटी है, वैसे ही केरला में ज़्यादा डेंसिटी है, फिर मॉडरेट डेंसिटी है गुजरात, महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटका, गोवा, आंध्र प्रदेश, तमिलनाडु, आसाम, पंजाब, दिल्ली. फिर उससे कम है राजस्थान, मध्य प्रदेश, छत्तीसगढ़, उड़ीसा, हिमाचल, उत्तरांचल. फिर उससे और ज़्यादा कम है जम्मू कश्मीर, अरुणाचल प्रदेश, मिजोरम वगैरह में, ठीक है. अब देखते हैं पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ. Growth of population refers to the change in the number of inhabitants in a country or territory during a specified period of time, say during the last 10 years. Such a change can be expressed in 2 ways, in terms of absolute numbers and in terms of percentage change per year. The absolute numbers added each year or decade is the magnitude of increase. It is obtained by simply subtracting the earlier population, that is 1991, from the later population, that is of 2001. It is referred to as absolute change. मतलब एक साल की population को दूसरे साल की population से minus कर देंगे तो absolute change और absolute increase मिल जाएगा, ठीक है. The rate or the pace of population increase is other important aspect. It is studied in percentage per annum. Example, a rate of increase of 2% per annum means that in a given year there was an increase of 2% for every 100% in the base population. इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, मतलब विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू अ पर्टिकुलर ईयर निकालते हैं तो उसको हम बोलते हैं एनुअल ग्रोथ रेट. रेट कितना है. India's population has been steadily increasing from 361 million in 1951 to 1028 million in 2001. Table 6.1 and figure 6.4 reveal that from 1951 to 1981 the annual growth rate of population was steadily increasing, which explains the rapid increase in population from 361 million in 1951 to 683 million in 1981. Since 1981, however, the rate of growth started declining gradually. During this period, birth rates declined rapidly. Still, 182 million people were added to the total population in 1990s alone, an annual addition larger than ever before. It is essential to realize that India has a very large population. When a low annual rate is applied to a very large population, it yields a large absolute increase. When more than a billion people increase even at a lower rate, the total numbers being added becomes very large. India's current annual increase in population of 15.5 million is large enough to neutralize efforts to conserve the resource endowment and environment. The declining trend of growth rate is indeed a positive indicator of the efforts of birth control. Despite that, the total addition to the population base continue to grow and India may overtake China in 2045 to become the most populous country of the world. तो इसमें यही समझा रहा है कि 1981 के बाद डिक्लाइन स्टार्ट हो गया ग्रोथ रेट में, ठीक है। अब प्रोसेसेस क्या है पॉपुलेशन चेंज के या ग्रोथ के? देयर आर थ्री मेन प्रोसेसेस ऑफ चेंज ऑफ पॉपुलेशन: बर्थ रेट, डेथ रेट एंड माइग्रेशन। द नेचुरल इंक्रीज ऑफ पॉपुलेशन इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बर्थ रेट एंड डेथ रेट। तो जो नेचुरल रेट है उसको हम डिफरेंस बोलते हैं बर्थ रेट और डेथ रेट का। अब बर्थ रेट क्या होता है? बर्थ रेट इज द नंबर ऑफ लाइव बर्थ्स पर 1000 पर्सन इन अ ईयर. It is a major component of growth because in India, birth rates are always being higher than the death rate. अब death rate क्या है? Death rate is the number of deaths per 1000 person in a year. The main cause of the rate of growth of Indian population has been the rapid decline in death rates. Till 1980, high birth rate and declining death rate led to a large difference between the birth rate and death rate, resulting in higher rates of population growth. Since 1981, birth rates have also started declining gradually, resulting in a gradual decline in the rate of population growth. अब इसके रीजन क्या क्या हो सकते हैं ये अपन देखेंगे, ठीक है। The third component of population growth is migration. Migration is the movement of people across regions and territories. Migration can be internal within the country or international between the countries. Internal migration does not change the size of the population but influences the distribution of the population within the nation. Migration plays a very significant role in changing the composition and distribution of the population. In India, most migrations have been from rural to urban areas because of the push factor in rural areas. तो एक push factor होता है, एक pull factor होता है, ठीक है। These are the adverse conditions of poverty and unemployment in rural areas and the pull factor of the city in terms of increased employment opportunities and better living conditions. Migration is an important determinant of population change. It changes not only the population size but also the population composition of urban and rural population in terms of age and sex composition. In India, the rural-urban migration has resulted in a steady increase in the percentage of population in cities and towns. The urban population has increased from 17.29% of the total population in 1951 to 27.78% in 2001. There has been a significant increase in the number of million-plus cities from 23 to 35 in just one decade, that is 1991 to 2001. तो ये basically processes of population change यहाँ पे खत्म हुआ. The next topic is age composition. The age composition of a population refers to the number of people in different age groups in a country. मतलब basically ये बताएगा कि किस age group में कितने लोग रहते हैं एक country में. It is one of the most basic characteristics of a population. To an important degree, a person's age influences what he needs, buys, does, and his capacity to perform. Consequently, the number and percentage of a population found within the children, working age, and aged group are notable determinants of the population's social and economic structure. The population of a nation is generally grouped into three broad categories. First is children, generally below 15 years. They are economically unproductive and need to be provided with food, clothing, education, and medical care. तो क्या बोल रहे हैं? चिल्ड्रन जो 15 साल से कम के हैं, ये थोड़े मतलब डिपेंडेंट पॉपुलेशन होती है, ठीक है। उसके बाद नेक्स्ट है, ये हमें पाई चार्ट देख लीजिएगा जहाँ पे चिल्ड्रन, एजेड और एडल्ट्स का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बताया गया है। अब वर्किंग एज में आते हैं 15 से 59 ईयर्स के लोग. दे आर इकोनॉमिकली प्रोडक्टिव एंड बायोलॉजिकली रिप्रोडक्टिव. They comprise the working population. अब aged कौन से होते हैं? About 59, above 59 years of age. They can be economically productive, though they and may have retired. तो क्या economically productive हो सकते हैं, but हो सकता है वो retire भी हो गए. They may be working voluntarily, but they are not available for employment through recruitment. The percentage of children and the aged affect the dependency ratio because these groups are not producers. The proportion of three groups in India's population is already presented. अब next topic है sex ratio. Sex ratio क्या है? Sex ratio. It is defined as the number of females per thousand males in the population. तो फीमेल डिवाइडेड बाय मतलब फीमेल और मेल का रेशियो बताता है कि नंबर ऑफ फीमेल्स पर थाउजेंड मेल्स इन द कंट्री. This information is an important social indicator to measure the extent of equality between males and females in a society at a given time. The sex ratio in the country has always remained unfavorable to females. अब यहाँ पे टेबल में देखो कि 1951 में 946 था सेक्स रेशियो, फिर 61 में 941 हुआ, फिर 71 में 930 हुआ, कम होता जा रहा है. फिर थोड़ा सा बड़ा 1981 में 934 हुआ, फिर कम हो गया 929, फिर 2001 में 933. अब डू यू नो, Kerala has a sex ratio of 1058 females per 1000 males. Puducherry has 1001 females for every 1000 males, while Delhi has only 821 females per 1000 and Haryana has just 861. Okay? Now literacy rate. देखो literacy rate को बिहार PCS 2004 में, 2007 में और 2010 में पूछा जा चुका है. अब literacy rate क्या होता है? Literacy is a very important quality of a population. Obviously, only an informed and educated citizen can make intelligent choices and undertake research and development projects. Low level of literacy are a serious obstacle for economic improvement. According to the census of 2001, a person aged 7 and above who can read and write with understanding in any language is treated as literate. तो literate की definition क्या है? जो एक इंसान जो 7 साल से बड़ा है और who can read and write with understanding in कोई भी एक language में, ठीक है? There has been a steady improvement in the literacy levels in the country. The literacy rate in the country, as per the census of 2001, is 64.84%, 75.26% for males, and 53.67% for females. Next topic is occupational structure. The percentage of population that is economically active is an important index of development. The distribution of the population according to different types of occupation is referred to as occupational structure. मतलब कितनी population किस type के occupation में engaged है, ठीक है? An enormous variety of occupation are found in any country. Occupations are generally classified as primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary activities include agriculture, animal husbandry, forestry, fishing, mining, and quarrying. Secondary activities include manufacturing industry, building, and construction work. Tertiary activities include transport, communication, commerce, administration, and other services. The proportion of people working in different activities varies in developed and developing countries. Developed nations have a high proportion of people in secondary and tertiary activities. Developing countries tend to have a higher proportion of their workforce engaged in primary activities. In India, about 64% of the population is engaged only in agriculture. The proportion of population dependent on secondary and tertiary sector is about 13 and 20% respectively. There has been an occupational shift in favor of secondary and tertiary sector because of the growing industrialization and urbanization in recent times. अब पढ़ेंगे हम next topic, that is health. Health is an important component of the population composition which affects the processes of development. Sustained effort of government programs have registered significant improvements in the health conditions of the Indian population. Death rates have declined from 25 per thousand population in 1951 to 8.1 per thousand in 2001. And life expectancy at birth has increased from 36.7 years in 1951 to 64.6 years in 2000.